Chuta Kokonose is a lonely orphan boy who has been living with his Aunt Mimi ever since his parents died when he was a baby. His body is the host of Dolugh, a survivor of the strongest alien race, for as long as he can remember. Chuta can hear its voice in his head while others can't. At the age of 7, Chuta is a happy child who has friends to play with regularly. While playing, the cliff they're on collapses, and Chuta's friends are about to fall. He tries to save them by interfering, but due to the extra weight, the ledge collapses, and all 3 of his friends die from falling. This incident leaves a huge traumatic scar on Chuta, who blames himself for being the cause of his friends' deaths. He grows up with low self-confidence, distancing himself from others. Several years later, Chuta, during class, accidentally converses with Dolugh loudly, and that makes his classmates think that he's talking to himself. Due to this, Chuta is considered a weirdo and doesn't have any friends. She returns to his home, which is also a muffin shop owned by his aunt, and is suddenly surrounded by lights and teleported to space. There, Chuta meets the station chief Lane and learns that he is chosen as a candidate to join the Dolugh, an organization of space police, a secret agency that protects the universe from any threat, including catching alien criminals. They're literally men in black but in purple. Chuta meets the station chief Lane and learns that he is chosen as a candidate to join the Elf, but he must take a qualifying exam first to prove himself. Due to his past trauma, Chuta feels hesitant to join, but he eventually decides to take the exam so he can protect his loved ones as an Dolugh officer. He is teleported back to Earth to catch a predator alien. He confronts different people to get clues but finds nothing. He then encounters his classmate Taishin and teacher Sayatomi, who are coming back from karaoke. When Chuta remarks about Sayatomi's body inappropriately while conversing with Dolugh, it makes her angry. As a result, Sayatomi reveals her true self as the male predator alien. Surprised, Chuta realizes that he got catfished. The predator threatens to harm Taishin, and his classmate begs him to save him. Chuta freezes and battles with his inner self, reminded of how he couldn't save his friends when he was a child. Dolugh tells him to run away, but he doesn't want to back down this time. His new resolve brings out Dolugh's power, and the alien sprouts out of his chest to reveal its white physical form. Chuta is shocked at finally learning the source of the voice in his head. Together, they both fight against Sayatomi as Dolugh's hosts. Chuta imagines stitching up Sayatomi, which makes Dolugh materialize his imagination. Their first battle together ends in victory as Sayatomi is captured, and Taishin's memory is wiped out. Dolugh then explains how they are physically and emotionally connected as one, so any harm to either of them will hurt both. At the Elbow Station, Chuta is recruited as their new member after passing the exam successfully. He is given an Dolugh badge, criminal cuffs, and a purple uniform for his duty. There he encounters his classmate and crush Misuzu, who is also an Elbow member, which shocks him. Chuta tries to converse with her, but she treats him coldly due to a bad first impression of him. The next day, they skip school to perform their guard duty together. They reach the Earth branch of Dolugh through which they are transported to the spaceship. Misuzu then gives him a tour of the place and shows him the detention center where all the captured criminals are imprisoned. During their shift, a space criminal named Dragline escapes, so the 2 officers teleport to Earth to chase after him. Dragline throws a machine at them, which they both quickly dodge. Chuta feels hesitant to fight back, but when Dragline attempts to hurt an old lady, he instinctively rushes forward and saves her from the alien's claw attack. Misuzu then transforms into an angelic form and slices Dragline in half before Dolugh wipes out the memories of the old lady. She thanks Chuta for saving her life, which makes him happy and realize how he is slowly accepting himself. The next day in school, Chuta starts socializing and making new friends. On his way, he witnesses a thief shoplifting, so he chases after him to stop the robber. He strikes with his power, but the blast goes through the robber and hits his aunt instead, resulting in her getting injured and hospitalized. This incident shatters Chuta's confidence, which was just beginning to grow. He runs away instead of facing his aunt because the guilt of hurting a loved one is slowly eating him away. However, after finally communicating with her, Chuta's resolve to protect his aunt strengthens more, considering how her happiness makes her proud. After completing a mission, Chuta goes back to the hospital and finds his classmate taken visiting his aunt. He realizes that joining Live changed him a lot and gives him a purpose in life to connect with people around him instead of distancing himself like he usually does. He slowly starts to reminisce about his childhood friends fondly instead of running away from the past. Chuta learns about a criminal organization called Demel that previously wiped out a planet like Earth. Therefore, Elb's main priority is to stop Demel before they cause more harm. The next day, a new transfer student named Mikio Narita arrives at school. Out of curiosity, Chuta follows him and finds out the new kid is his childhood friend Gakai, who was supposed to be dead. Chuta feels guilty after Gakai blames him for the past incident, so he apologizes, but it goes unheard. Gakai reveals how he joined Demel after they saved him from dying, and his mission is to eliminate Elbov members, making Chuta and Gakai enemies. Gakai calls out other Demel members, and Chuta sees the unconscious Masuzu and Chips taken as hostages. They'll be set free if Chuta gives up the monotalion inside him, which contains vital data to help in Demel's aim of taking over Earth. Swayed by Gakai's words, Chuta starts choking Dolugh, wanting to end his feelings of suffering and guilt once and for all. However, he quickly stops after realizing that he can't give up on himself. Even though plagued with bitter memories of the past, he has also begun making new, happier memories thanks to Dolugh. So he won't give him up and will continue to fight instead. Chuta attacks the aliens carrying Masuzu, who is pretending to be unconscious, and she releases herself from their grip and cuts them into pieces. Gakai brings out his blade to face off Masuzu in her angelic form. He overpowers her, but before he can kill her, Chuta interrupts their fight and stabs him through the gut. As a result, a recorder planted inside the Demel mark on his body is destroyed. This allows Chuta to finally learn the truth that Gakai was only acting to hate him since he was being monitored by Demel. His true purpose is to use Demel's forces to find their other friends who fell from the cliff and are still alive somewhere in the universe. Chuta's reunion with Gakai is cut short by Masuzu's attacks, and Gakai leaves, telling Chuta that it's better if they continue to appear as enemies. After the battle is over, Masuzu finally compliments Chuta for acting bravely against Demel members, showing how their relationship is slowly growing. But the good feelings fade as they are interrupted by Live officers who arrive to arrest Masuzu for releasing Dragline, shown by security footage. She undergoes an interrogation for the accusation but loses consciousness later. Chuta learns the top secret of a scientist named Love, who transplanted alien organs into Masuzu, which allows her to use the SBH powers. However, this project was a failure because Masuzu lost her memories and can't live without taking medication to counter the aftereffects of the treatment. Lane tasks Chuta with a secret mission to bring Love to the headquarters so he can testify that Masuzu released Dragline due to the side effects of the medicine. The case will then be categorized as an accident, and she will be declared innocent. Chuta agrees to the mission to save her. He and Chips are then transported to the meeting place, where two female officers, Veronica and Ninotchka, join them in their mission. The group then rushes forward to the underground secret base where they find a young guy in bloody clothes standing beside Love's dead body. Chuta's group tries to arrest him on the assumption that he killed Love. However, they stop when the boy reveals his identity as Love, who reconstructed himself in a new body to get rid of the old one. Suddenly, Ninotchka attacks Veronica and attacks Love. Chuta comes forward to protect them. It is revealed that she is controlled by someone. Chuta continues to fight her as a distraction while Love recharges his machine to remove the power controlling her. Chuta and Ninotchka unleash their energy at each other, but soon Chuta gets cornered after her attack overpowers him. He starts to lose confidence, and Veronica tells him to leave them and run away. But Chuta makes up his mind, he wants to try his best to save everyone, and so he will stay and fight. He uses a decoy to divert the enemy's attention so he can strike from behind. This gives him the upper hand, but she quickly responds back by releasing a blast of energy. Their powers collide and cause a huge explosion. As a result, Dolugh is half destroyed, which causes half of Chuta's face to burn due to his connection as hosts. Chuta can't breathe and is heavily injured. He is at the edge of death, which forces Dolugh to go into autopilot mode to search out a new host, evolving into a more powerful form with wings. Dolugh constantly blasts energy at Ninotchka, easily subduing her now to make her the new host. But inside their shared consciousness, Dolugh reveals that he still wants to stay with Chuta despite their low chances of success and survival. He chooses to believe in Chuta, and their affinity and hope in each other trigger a strong sympathetic response that brings Dolugh back to his senses. The two are reconnected stronger than ever. As Chuta stays the host with an upgraded Dolugh, they continue their battle against Ninotchka. Using the wings, Chuta's speed is enhanced, and he dodges her attacks easily. He manipulates his energy to work like a knife and slices off Ninotchka's attacks. This allows him to quickly rush forward and cuff her hands without giving her any time to counterattack. Love then uses a beam on her that removes the mind control. From Love's assessment, Chuta figures out that an alien officer named Dolly Lime is the one behind the hypnotization by controlling Ninotchka. Dolly planned to catch Love, who can open the sealed memories of Misuzu that contain top-secret data of El Cliff. To catch him, Chuta and his group head back to the station and find the place in chaos. There, Chuta chases after the culprit who accidentally jumps into space in desperation to save himself but instead dies due to suffocation in outer space. Later, Misuzu is released from prison after Love testifies in her favor. Chuta gets an anonymous email telling him that Dolugh is hiding information regarding his childhood incident. After getting advice from Vega, a head member of Dolugh whom he has grown close with, Chuta inserts the email into the ship's computer to trace the sender. But the email ends up being a virus that corrupts the ship's system. As a result, they're forced to switch to a backup system, which leaves an opening for Demo's main ship to attack. Demel then sends a threatening message, pressuring them to hand over Chuta and his monotelian power within 1 hour, otherwise, their battleships will wreak havoc upon Earth. Chuta is sent there to hide away, but he spirals into guilt as he blames himself for putting everyone in danger. Dolugh grows weak and eventually disappears completely as Chuta loses confidence. But before he truly gives up, Vega and Misuzu appear. She tells him how much they support and care about him and helps him regain his will to keep fighting. Chuta rises out of his hopelessness and renews his resolve to save Earth and protect his loved ones. Chuta is hiding with Misuzu and Vega in an alien cafe when Demel members arrive and threaten the other occupants for Chuta's location. Seeing their cruelty forces Chuta to come forward and reveal himself. In frustration, he tries to throw a punch at them, but one guard stops it. Misuzu attacks them to release him from their grip, but when she's about to strike again, Vega reveals himself as a traitor and holds her at the knife's edge. Chuta freezes in shock, believing that Vega, the person he looks up to as a big brother, would turn out to be a spy for Demel. The traitor corners Misuzu and knocks her out, leaving Chuta alone with no protection. Vega intends to capture him, but Chuta reveals that the monotelian inside him is gone, and he's basically worthless. The Demel group leaves, ordering Chuta to bring back the monotelian in half an hour. Vega's betrayal hurts Chuta deeply as he realizes that Vega was the one behind the virus that filled him and that he was using him from the start. Chuta and Misuzu return to the spaceship, where Chuta expresses his determination to confront Vega despite not having Dolugh's powers anymore. Lane gives him an energy gun to be able to defend himself, and he joins the Dolugh mission to capture Vega and defeat Demel together. The Dolugh members operate the spaceship and release beam cannons at Demel's ship. The enemy retaliates with missiles, but the spaceship dodges the attack and charges head first into a collision. Thanks to this, Chuta's group successfully infiltrates the enemy station and proceeds to fight Demel's guards inside the enemy ship. They encounter Vega, and Misuzu flies into battle, but Vega overpowers her. Before he can deal the final blow, Chuta fires his energy gun, stabs Vega using his new nail work, and kicks him away. Vega then reveals how he had no choice but to follow Demel's orders as a spy since they took his family hostage and threatened to kill them. He says that Chuta would have done the same thing if he were in his shoes, but the statement angers Chuta, and he declares that ever since joining Dolugh, no matter how dear the situation is, he will never give up until the very end. He wants to defeat the bad guys and protect the people important to him. He doesn't want to regret not doing everything that he can anymore. The strong emotions and determination bring back Dolugh and a bright beam of light. Vega and Chuta begin their clash in earnest as Chuta uses a sword to tackle Vega's galactical nail work. Misuzu combines her spinning rings with Juta's sword, making it much stronger as she entrusts him with her powers. Dolugh tells him that he's at his limit and to end everything with one final blow. Chuta and Vega go all out in the last attack with power combined from both Dolugh and Misuzu. Chuta overpowers Vega and wins. The battle ends in an explosion that pushes Vega out to outer space. He is ready and willing to die, but Chuta doesn't want to let him go. He still wants to save him, despite being hurt and betrayed. He uses Dolugh's power to pull Vega back to safety and tells him to live and atone for his crimes instead of dying. The Demel forces are subdued, and Earth is safe once more. Chuta invites his friends to his aunt's muffin shop, where they all celebrate. Looking back, there was a time when Chuta was lonely and low-spirited, but now he is surrounded by friends and cherishes